I am sure sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right, greetings and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am Manning's man. I hope you're having a top of the morning this morning as we get ready for our NFL show. Yes, it is the big NFL show today. You know, we're going to have an all-star panel. We're going to have the G-Star, Chris Lynch, Countryman, and we hope the preacher can join us. We're also going to have at the back end a time for call-ins where you can call in and share your thoughts with them. It's good to see Mr. Special Edition. He was here from beginning. He's in the States, and so, you know, the timing sometimes throw us off, but better never late, they say, or better late than never. So big up Mr. Special Edition for jumping on as soon as the stream has started. People, we ask you to like this. You know, we're not just want to discuss football, but the NFL. And the NFL fans need to like the video, share the content so that other people can come on to the show, be a part of it, and so, you know, we can make it better and improve the content and improve the look of the content as well. We have G-Star. He's in the back room, and then Chris Lynch is going to come on and join us. Like I said, Countryman. And, without any further ado, I'm going to invite G-Star to come and take it away. G-Star, what's going on?
There, my boss. How are you?
I am doing well enough, giving thanks as usual, my friend. Giving thanks as usual. Yeah, man. Yeah, what say you? What's going on, man? I mean, some poor picks last week. You know, got many picks wrong. Special edition. Did you outpick them?
Here what? Before we started, I wanted a special edition can tell us which one did he pick between the Raiders and the Eagles, and then the Bengals and the Ravens. I didn't get special edition down for that one. For those.
Oh, he says, oh boy. So let's see what he's going to say. But you guys are here now. You know, my thing is just to sit back, relax, and listen to the pros deal with this. Chris Lynch, welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning. Good morning to the viewers. Good morning to Manning's man, G-Star. Yes, sir.
Man. Yeah, man. I'm going to be like, there's a particular pastor who, when the members came to the church late, I saw a video with that he was charging them money. Chris Lynch, you owe some money. You were late this morning.
I almost die. I almost die yesterday when I see that.
Yeah. Special edition saying that I picked the Ravens and he said I picked the Raiders.
Okay.
Okay.
So Ravens and Raiders.
Yeah. All right.
All
You
right,
guys
so
take
what-
it away, you know. I'm just here to provide all the stats that you need for the show, you know. Okay, you know,
All
I'm not
right.
yeah, man. So you and Chris Lynch can go ahead and start the
All right.
discussion.
So Chris Lynch and viewers, we're just getting started to review the games from last week. We're gonna review 3 in-depth games and then we're just gonna run through the rest. All right. So Chris Lynch, you pick the Broncos, Country pick the Broncos, I pick the Browns, Special Edition pick the Browns. Right? Next game, Chris Lynch pick the Chiefs, Country pick the Chiefs, G-Star pick the Chiefs, Special Edition pick the Titans. So let's talk about this game, Chris Lynch. What says you? Chiefs Titans. It was a murderation. I think it was 27-3.
Yeah, like we always, I mean, since we start doing the show, we basically said the Chiefs have no defense, and Derrick Henry is that type of player that can change any games, especially against horrible defense, and that's what the Chiefs plays week in, week out now. And you don't get away with horrible defense against good teams and good players. And the Chiefs basically cannot get their offense going either. So that it's not that they can't stop points. They are not getting no points on the board either. So that's the nature of the Chiefs. You are still confident in them going to the playoff, but
Really?
G-Star is. I am saying I can't see where they get better from here.
Yeah, the Chiefs are now 3-4. Morning, Countryman. Go straight into
and countryman, just letting you know that there was a person recently, a pastor out west, who was collecting money for people who late. So you need to know that you owe some money for turning up late.
Technical difficulties, gentlemen. Technical difficulties.
Pastor, don't take excuses, there, brother. Money. But go ahead.
Yeah, Titans Chiefs. Country. You pick the Chiefs, just like myself. What you say about that game now? What's your analysis?
For a team that just what is it? They got beaten in the Super Bowl last year. I think the same set of personnel, or majority of the personnels are back. It is mind-boggling to see how they are performing at the moment. I rather tend to agree with Chris Lynch that they are in difficulties. I'm not giving up and say they won't make it, but they are presently, it is grave cause for concern. So I am on this fence. I was saying it's not a possibility. It is not in that they can't make it. But based on how they are playing, it doesn't seem as if they're going to be there at the end of the day.
When you say make it, you mean make it to the Super Bowl or make it to the playoffs?
Make it to the playoffs. Unless make it to the playoffs. You can't have personnel like that, G-Star. A quarterback like that. I know the defense is playing like crap. So, but irrespective, you can't have that amount of personnel and to be struggling. I think there's something wrong with where the offensive coordinator is concerned. Because he has to be making or ensuring that the plays being called for this individual are the ones that he's comfortable with, or in his 4. But I can't see them not making the playoffs for that person presently. I'm not giving up on them.
Okay. Well, you said something about the Super Bowl, The Super Bowl hangover is a real thing in the NFL still, right? When you go to the Super Bowl and lose, yeah, very, very rarely teams come back from that. And as it relates to the Chiefs, the defense is horrible. We've heard that before for sure. I also think that Andy Reid he's a great offensive coordinator, but sometimes Andy Reid is just stubborn in his lack of running the football, right? Patrick Mahomes is not as comfortable. Defenses are doing, they're following the blueprint that Tampa Bay did in the Super Bowl, which is not let Tyreek Hill beat you deep and try your best to cover Travis Kelce and let Mahomes throw the ball to somebody else like Nicole Hardman and Robinson and these guys who is not as comfortable with. So for me, Andy Reid have to start running the football, playing more smash mouth, and then Mahomes is pressing. I think they'll get it right. But getting to the Titans now, you have to give them a ton of credit. We always said Derrick Henry can beat any team in the league. I think the threat of Derrick Henry is what tore up the Kansas City defense because Derrick Henry ran for 31 rushes and like 95 yards. It wasn't anything crazy. So they contained Derrick Henry, but they couldn't stop Tannehill. So the Chiefs, I would say definitely I'm worried about the Chiefs like everybody else. I think they'll get it together though. Andy Reid is stubborn, but I don't think Andy Reid is he's totally unwilling to adjust. So I think they'll get it right on offense. The defense is a work in progress. All right, the next game was the Packers. Who did the Packers play? But I just know that we all picked the Packers. They played the
The
Washington football
Bear,
team.
they play the Packers play, yeah, the Packers play the Washington football team. My bad.
All right, so that was a short pick. So we all picked the Packers. We all got that one right. Next one was Ravens over the Ravens
Bengals.
and the Bengals. All right, so Chris Lynch picked the Ravens. Countryman, we'll start with you. You picked the Ravens. I picked Bengals, and Special Edition picked the Ravens. So I was the only one who got that one right. So Countryman, let's start with you with that game.
This was one that had me scratching my head. The Ravens never showed up, as far as I'm concerned. Something went wrong, and all I'm going to say is we're going to shelve this game and move on,
Yeah.
because this is totally not Ravens. We have played football whatsoever. So I'm not going to lament and say what did or whatever. This is certainly one that shelve, and that's it.
All right. Well, for me, I thought it was a very good game by the Cincinnati Bengals. Last week I called them the Bongos. This week I'll definitely call them the Bengals. Joe Burrow, it was a show performance for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. We spoke about him. Offensive rookie of the year so far. So everything what Diggs is doing on defense in Dallas, Jamar Chase is doing it on offense in Cincinnati. And what showed was the Cincinnati Bengals defense is better than we all thought it did because we always think of the Bengals as one of those just perennially bad franchises. But I'm not gonna say that they're real. I'm definitely not gonna say that yet. But for me, they showed the strides. They kept Lamar Jackson in the pocket. He made a very nice pass to Hollywood Brown. But Baltimore doesn't have no running game outside of Lamar Jackson. I think they probably run for like, so let's just say a buck 20. Lamar Jackson ran for 88 yards. So their running backs only ran for like 40 yards. So they need more from their running backs. The defense have to step up. Marlon Humphrey got totally exposed for being one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Their team has kind of been decimated, but injuries are a part of the NFL. As Countryman always said, that game that I think Lamar Jackson said, just throw that one away. But
Yeah,
they're
man.
intense and purpose.
What says you, Chris?
Yeah, I think like G Star said, basically Lamar didn't rush good, and basically he didn't have a lot of passing yards to match up with Joe Burrow, and I think that's where it fell off for the Ravens. He was their best rusher, and he didn't have a lot of yards. So G Star got that one spot on, saying they don't have a lot of people running with the ball, so basically they don't pose that threat. And he's not the thrower that everyone wants him to become. So that was still an upset, and it was a good pick by G Star.
All right, next on the list, Panthers versus the Giants. Chris Lynch, Panthers, Countryman Panthers, G Star Giants, Special Edition Giants. Next game, Falcons at the Dolphins. Chris Lynch picked the Falcons. Country, Dolphins. G-Star Falcons. Special Edition picked the Dolphins. Right? So moving on to the next game now, which was a short pick. The Patriots played the New York Jets. We all picked the Patriots. Short pick. We all got that one right. Raiders, Eagles. Chris Lynch, Raiders. Country, Eagles. Wrong. G-Star Raiders. Special Edition Raiders. Next game was Rams versus the Lions. This is a better game than I guess we all thought that it was closer than we thought it would have been. Raw picked the Rams. That was a short pick. Got that one right. Next one was Bucks over Bears. That was another one of the short five. We all picked the Bucks. Cardinals over the Texans, I believe. Short pick. We all got that one right. And then now Sunday, big game, Sunday night game in a monsoon. The Colts were at the 49ers. Let's start with you, countryman. Analyst in that game.
You're hurting up my sword on G-Star. My
Yeah, man,
49ers, I don't know what is happening with that organization. Even though it was a monsoon, as I said, but irrespective, it seems that we have got to move on from this quarterback how we have here and try with this. Although he was injured, and try back with him because we're not getting what we thought we would have gotten from him. But it is that team now is looking more like not a contender but a pretender for this year, even though we were slated to be a contender. So we think we have to move on from the quarterback, and that's it.
Oh wow. Okay. Chris Lynch.
The 49ers, like you say, country, they don't look. You're saying they need to move on from Garoppolo?
Yeah, man, because it's not producing, and you can only go that far to say, okay, we keep trying, and we have to move on. That's all I'm going to say. We have to move on from him because he's not what we thought he would have been.
Yeah, it was heading into that game that both teams was 2-4. It was you would say it was a good game. The Colts basically they play good defense when they can get onto you, and obviously that was the order of the day. If you're going to play good defense, that's what the NFL required, especially if you want to win games. So I think the Colts did that and did that decent, and they're rushing Taylor. The Taylor guy did well rushing. Wentz never did so bad. Did way better than the 49ers quarterback, but obviously he was better on the day.
All right. What I took from that game is kind of what Countryman is saying. I ain't go as far as Countryman, but Jimmy G did look. He looked bad. He definitely looked bad.
Not bad. Very bad. Very bad.
He looked tentative. And then my thing with Jimmy G is that, okay, we understand that Kittle, the tight end, was not playing.
Yeah.
Right? So that was one of his favorite targets. But he's always throwing the ball to Deebo Samuel. They have other wide receivers on that team, and he's only throwing the ball to Deebo Samuel. There's an interception, I think it was in the fourth quarter, where there's 4 players around Deebo Samuel, and he threw the ball to Deebo Samuel. What happened to Brandon Ayuk, who's a first-round pick? I'm sure they must have another receiver that's decent other than Brandon Ayuk. But I know Brandon Ayuk, he has talent, right? So for me, Jimmy G needs to start spreading the ball around, giving receivers more opportunities. The defense has been decimated by inches in the secondary.
As well, yeah.
So to me, San Francisco is really not a bad team. Jimmy G is just playing bad, and then the offensive coordinator, the NFL has him as a genius, but he's not moving like a genius this year. And then for the Colts, I didn't too like what I saw from the Colts either, even though they won the game. For me, it was an ugly win. Carson Wentz played good enough to win, but he didn't make me feel, say, boy, all right, you know what? I think the Colts are really going in the right direction now. That's what I got from that game. And then now finally, the Monday night game, Seahawks versus the Saints. Basically, Chris Lynch took the Seahawks. country to the Saints. All of us to the Saints except for Chris Lynch. So on the week, Countryman, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're 6 and 7. 6 and 7, Countryman.
Yeah.
I was 12 and 1. Special edition was 11 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Chris Lynch, you're 7 and 6. Right?
It was
Yes,
a bad
sir.
week.
Yeah, it was a horrible week for you, Countryman. I thought you need a bounce back week. Special edition, not bad at all. 11 and 2, and I'll take it. 12
Yeah.
and 1. He's let me down for perfection. Chris Lynch 7 and 6, mediocre. So let's move on to this week here now. Let's
Yeah.
start with
Week
the Thursday
8.
night game. Yeah, week 8. So the Thursday night game, Chris Lynch, we'll start with you. The bad man, Aaron Rodgers, and the Green Bay Packers. I think they're going to Arizona to face the 6-0 Arizona Cardinals.
7-0.
7-0, my apologies.
Yeah, we're on to week 8.
Yeah, 7-0.
Yes, this Cardinals team is looking like obviously a Super Bowl contender. They're not just winning; they are playing good football, and this is going to be a good test. I think they get to play Green Bay twice this season, and this is the first of 2 meetings.
No, once.
You sure?
Yeah, man.
Yes, but I think, like I said, the Cardinals. I think the last
The only
3.
time they play twice is if they make the playoffs.
Go ahead, Chris Lynch, because G Star seemed to volume has gone down. So go ahead, Chris Lynch.
Yeah, but the Cardinals have beat the Packers the last 3 times they have faced, and I probably don't expect nothing different this weekend playing against the bad man. I expect the Cardinals to even go up a notch now to show us that they are really a Super Bowl contender against a good Green Bay team, and a team that you probably want to beat to gain more confidence. I don't think they can get any more confident, but you need as much confidence, and you don't need to lose games. That will take away your confidence, especially against good teams. So I really think the Cardinals is going to win this one. I still expect Aaron Rodgers to do what he does, but the Cardinals is the pick for me this week. Tomorrow against Green Bay.
After losing the first game, the Packers, people were having doubts about them, but I think they've won the last 6 or last 5, last 6. I stand corrected. I am not sold because the way they are winning, they are winning is not that they have dominated the teams that they were expected to. They were like some last minutes or very close games. Going down to Arizona there with Kyler Murray, this youngster has gotten the team to believe in him. He's playing lights out, and I figure that he'll continue the trend, and I figure that he will give the Packers all they can manage, and I will be picking the Packers, the Cardinals to win this one at home.
All right, I didn't hear what you guys just said. Special edition. I got you down for the cards. Which one? What you have, Chris Lynch?
All three of us.
All right, so they make it 4 then. No, I see the cards as well. For me, Devontae Adams isn't playing. The number 2 wide receiver is not playing. I think his name is Alan Lazard. So he's not going in there with their weapons, and I feel. He could pull it off. I think the line right now, the line went from 3.5 to 6.5. Right? The spread. So that's a pretty big spread. So I ain't go with the cards. Just the fact that Devontae Adams is out for me. Next game.
Panthers versus the Falcons.
Who's at home?
I think the Panthers is at home. Panthers are at home for sure.
Panthers versus Falcons?
No, Atlanta is at home. Falcons is at home.
I ain't go with the Falcons. Panthers. Sam Darnold got benched last game. Things aren't looking so good for them. They're on a what, 3 game or 4 game losing streak.
Four
I think
game.
it's a
Yeah, 4 game.
four. They're 3-4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
After starting
um
3-0.
yeah. Yeah, so I think they'll lose another game. Falcons are playing a little bit better. The rookie Titan Kyler Pitts is starting to come on. So, and then when in doubt, I always go with the better quarterback, Matty Ice. So I take the Falcons.
Yeah, I have to go with the Falcons as well. I think that Sam Darnold has basically looked like he's regressing and going to that guy that we see in the Jets. It's a player that I like, but he's not looking like he has the potential to become that franchise quarterback. And the Falcons should make this a fifth consecutive win, a fifth
Lost.
consecutive loss for the
Yeah.
for the Panthers.
I agree with you, gentlemen, and I'm also picking the Falcons.
All right, next game.
Good one. Titans versus the Colts.
Did you get
So
special edition?
5-2 Titans versus
Hold
a
on,
3-4 Colts.
hold on there. Did you get special editions pick? He picked the Falcons.
All of
Is
us
that
say the
right?
Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah, man. All right, so sorry. So the next pick is what's the next game?
Colts and the
Titans.
Titans.
Oh, Colts and Titans, and the Colts are at home. The top team is at home.
Yeah, the Colts are at home.
Yeah, so Colts versus Titans, countryman.
The way you speak about that running back from the Titans, Mr. Henry, I don't
King
think
Henry, yeah.
I don't think defense are lining up to really want to take him on as based on how he's performing at the moment. I'm slowly becoming a believer with the Titans organizations. That running game for them is reaping a lot of rewards. And going to the Colts, I'm still not sold on the Colts, although they beat my 49ers last week. So I'll be picking the Titans for this game.
Okay. Chris Lynch.
You have to go with the Titans. These two teams have played in week 3 before, and the Titans did win 25-16. And the Titans has improved. Their defense has improved, basically stopping teams from throwing the ball downfield. When you see what they did last week against a guy that has an eye for downfield and has the players and couldn't do it, only could get 3 points, there's no reason to go against the Titans at this moment.
Yeah, for me, this is closer than you guys are talking about. I think it's going to be a field goal game, actually. One of them where you win by a field goal, 3 points or less. I'm tempted to go with the Colts, right? Because I think the defense is running out. But boy, I just think that King Henry right now and Julio Jones is getting a little bit healthier. I can go with the Titans. Next game now, Jets versus Bengals. Chris Lynch.
Just give us a woeful Jets, man.
Woeful Jets. After picking against the Jets against the Ravens, I would be fool now to come and play against a woeful Jets team like countryman say. But that's how Bill Belichick can make you look when you have a rookie quarterback, and basically that's what he did last week. But the Bengals for sure. Joe Burrow continue and be very confident this week after beating Lamar Jackson, a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, for me, the line is a 10-point spread. This is one of the bigger spreads of the week. For me, I would think that this would definitely be one of the sure 5s or 6. Yeah, it's an easy choice. Bengals are 5-2, top of the AFC. Jets are 1-6, one of the worst teams in the NFL. I like the coach from San Francisco, Robert Saleh, and it's tough on him still. Yeah, that's basically it. I ain't go with the Bengals. Very, very, very easy pick.
Each season, Jets fans have to suffer through humiliation, seeing their team struggle that much.
It's okay.
Sometimes I wonder, if there's sometimes they say, well, we're not going to the game this week because we can't face another subject of that type of beatdown. And I wonder why it's year in year and up since that, and the Jets have not managed to put together a formidable team in order to compete. And I know the struggle is going to continue, so I'm picking against them. I'm going the Bengals for
Cincinnati.
this one. Yeah, with the Bengals for this one.
All right. And then we'll have the this is gonna be a crack of a game. Bears at 49ers. For me, no, this is a pick'em game. Bears are at home. We might see Trey Lance, but I don't think so. I think that Jimmy G is going to have a bounce back game, right? I do like for the Bears. I like the fact that they're home and they just got murdered by Tampa Bay. So teams in the NFL usually bounce back. So for me, it's really a pick'em game, but I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think Jimmy G is going to show up a little bit more and show some sense of pride after the type of game he played. The rookie Justin Fields, the rookie in Chicago, the coaching staff is under a little bit of fire how they're dealing with him and how they're dealing with that offense. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the 49ers and Jimmy G in this one.
Not out of pride, but Coach Shannon cannot allow the debacle to continue. So I figured he would have sat down with Jimmy, and they're gonna come up with a game plan that's gonna suit him because both of them are in the seats are in hot water. So I'm going with 49ers to go to the Bears and beat them.
Okay.
I am going with the Chiefs. The Bears.
The Bears. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bears. It seems like the Bears, every time they feel like they have a chance against a team, they have come up with the win. That's how their 3 wins have come about. And this is no different. I think this game they think that they are good enough to beat a 49ers team who don't have a great quarterback. And I think Justin Fields might just show out and have his best game as a rookie quarterback so far.
All right, that's not bad. I didn't get your special edition. All right. So the next game now we have Browns versus Steelers. We'll go with you, man. I mean, Chris Lynch. Sorry.
The Browns versus Steelers.
Browns versus
G-Star,
Steelers.
any
Browns,
news?
Browns are at home.
Yeah, any news on your quarterback?
That's the thing, you know. That's the thing. For me, in this game, if Baker Mayfield plays, I'm going with Cleveland. But if Baker Mayfield don't play, I'm going with Pittsburgh. But for now, I think that Baker Mayfield is out. For now, I haven't heard anything to say that.
The thing about it is, he's vying that he wants to play through the injury until the off season. He will have to do the surgery. So because of it's the non-throwing shoulder. It's not his throwing shoulder that is giving him problems. So yeah. This is how picks are and predictions are. You don't know who someone might just get injured tomorrow and it affect your pick. But because I think that Baker really is a tough guy and wants to win that locker room again and again, I think Baker will show up tomorrow for the Browns, and I think it will just be enough of confidence for his rest of players to come away with a win. So the Browns for me.
Hold on there. Let me give you a significant injury. Hold on, sorry. A significant injury. Juju Schuster, the wide receiver for Pittsburgh, is out for the rest of the season. You know? I'm just letting you know that before you make that pick. You know that, Lynch?
Yeah, I saw that he was out also.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that, Countryman.
Mike Tomlin has had a week because they were off last week to rest. They were a bye last week. So the players got who have injuries or nigglings were able to be rested, and he had a week to prepare, or an extra week to prepare for this team. Big Ben, not the same, is our whole chugging along, but still has what it takes to bring, to carry the team. And I figured they're going to pull it out. So I'm going with the Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin, Big Ben to pull it out over the Browns.
All right, which would be an upset because the Browns are favored in this game by 3. Believe it or not.
My upset special.
Yeah, but still a pick him though. It's still a pick him. I wouldn't say you're going out on a limb. For me, this game is close, as I said. I don't think Baker Mayfield is going to play. And for that reason, Juju Smith-Schuster is a big loss for Pittsburgh. But I'm gonna go with the Steelers, the big brother of the division. I just think that Pittsburgh just more know how to win ability. They're just more pedigree. I'm just going with pedigree in this game. And for that, I'm going with Pittsburgh. No great analysis. I'm going with pedigree and the fact that Cleveland hasn't totally got it together. And if the quarterback Baker Mayfield isn't playing, I saw Case Keenum play last week, and I think that they're in trouble because he cannot push the ball down the field. So I'll go with Pittsburgh. But again, gentlemen, if Baker Mayfield plays, remember I'm going with the Browns. So who's left? So we all picked that game. Country, would you pick? Steelers?
Yeah, we'll pick that game.
Steelers.
So we're basically all have the same picks,
No, I go with the Browns. I went with the Browns.
Yeah, you went with the Browns and the Bears. But besides that, me, Special Edition, and Countryman have all the same picks for the rest of the games. All right, so what's the next game on the schedule now? Texas versus Rams. I would think that this would be a short pick.
Don't need much evaluation based on what is happening at Texas there. So the Rams for me. Yeah.
Yes. No much.
1-7, 1-6.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris Lynch.
Yeah, man, a very horrible team playing against a good team. There's nothing much to say about it. The Rams should come away comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing here. The Rams are 6-1. Texans are 1-6. And for me, I think they're the worst right now. I think they're the worst organization in the league. Chris Lynch, I know you want to talk about the Deshaun. After we finish, we can probably squeeze that in. The Deshaun Watson situation. As I said, they've totally imploded as an organization. Starting when they let DeAndre Hopkins go for a ridiculous deal. So I'm going with the Rams. That will be a short pick. Next game on the schedule is big game. The Patriots at the San Diego Chargers. The Patriots are 3-4. San Diego Chargers are 5-2, coming off a loss to Baltimore.
Did we do the Eagles and the Lions?
No, not yet.
No.
That's a 12 o'clock game, that's why. All of the 12 o'clock games, I think that's the last 12 o'clock game. Because the Patriots and the Chargers are 3-5 game.
Fine. So let's do that one first then. So the Eagles at the Lions.
That's another. The Lions is another organization can't seem to put together a team to show up. Then put it this way, they just had a change the quarterbacks. Getting Goff up there. I don't think he's relishing that role that he has gotten into up there at the Lions. For me, it's another loss for them as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not going. That's a team that I won't be picking.
All right, Chris Lynch.
It's too bad organization at the moment, country. Like I said, the Lions is probably the worst of the two, and they trade Goff, and they haven't got nothing out of him to show us why they trade for him. But as for the coach of the Lions, Dan Campbell, is yet to get a win. As you can see, they're 0-7. He's a first-year coach there and yet to get a win. And I just have a feeling that this is the week that he steals one against a very horrible team that's playing, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's two very horrible teams playing, and I'm picking the most horrible one to win.
All right. Here we are. Myself included. I'm also picking the Detroit Lions to get their first win. On the real, the Eagles look like a bad team right now. Jalen Hurts, the quarterback of the Eagles. He's not looking good. I like his athleticism, but that's about it. Defensively, the Eagles have played pretty much they pretty much play mediocre. But I disagree with you, countryman. The Lions are by far a worse organization than the Eagles. At least the Eagles have a Super Bowl victory in the last 5 years or 4 years, and before that they had Donovan McNabb and them doing things. Barry Sanders retired from this organization because he didn't want to play with them no more. Calvin Johnson, one of the greatest wide receivers ever, retired from the Lions because he didn't want to play for them anymore. So it's night and day when it comes to organization, man. The Lions are up there with the Jets in terms of, or down there with the Jets in terms of being a bad organization. But for this game, I'm going with the Lions. I'm going with the upset for them to get their first win.
So you special and Chris Lynch has picked the lads.
Yep. But we're all going for the upset first win for the Lions. And sometimes when you do, you just do. I think the Lions they're due. Next game.
Okay.
I think we missed a 12 o'clock game also. The Dolphins and the Bills. Did we do that one? I can't remember we doing that one.
No. All right, so let's do that one now. So we're going with the rest of the Dolphins and the Bills. I don't think it matters where that game is. For me, the Buffalo Bills are one of the better teams in the NFL. They're coming off a loss, so they're upset losing to the Titans, where Josh Allen slipped on the goal line on the 4th and 1. The Buffalo Bills are a super team. When I say a super team, no, let me not go that
Super Bowl
far.
contender for sure.
Yeah, they're a Super Bowl contending team. I think they're one of the top 5. They're a powerhouse in terms of talent. Josh Allen, MVP quarterback. Defense is there. Everything is there. I think they're hungry, coming off a loss. And then now the Dolphins, Tua is not looking like the franchise quarterback down in Miami. And then now for me, the team, when you think or you lost your franchise quarterback, or you feel that he's not that player that we wanted him to be, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting for the Miami Dolphins, where they have listless or hapless performances. They're not really, I know it's the NFL and they're professionals, but there's always a vibe and an energy in the locker room, and I think that the energy is kind of down for them. So it's an easy victory. Buffalo Bills over the Miami Dolphins.
It's the worst kept secret that Deshaun is supposed to be headed to Miami for Tua, and because of that, I think Tua keeps making some mistakes that you can see that he's not in the game. And when you lack confidence going into a game, you make some horrible throws or horrible reads or horrible runs, and which results in catastrophe for the team. And because of that, as G-Star was saying, the vibe is not there within the organization or within the team. So it is too much pulling left, right, or center to say, is Tua going to be our franchise quarterback? Is he not? Is he going to get traded? Is he not? So because of all that debacle down there, and because of the other side of the spectrum, Bills are, as Christine said, a Super Bowl contender, and they're playing like one. So with all that firepower there, I'm going with the Bills for this one.
Hold on, a countryman. Let's just respond to Special Edition. He said Tua is actually playing good. The team just needs to play better. Tua threw for 4 touchdowns. I don't think he did say nothing about interceptions, though.
His
But
last 2 weeks has been decent to be fair to Special Edition. That's correct. His last 2 weeks that I saw his games, he has been decent.
okay, all right. So who you have, Chris Lynch? Yeah, sorry, Countryman. Go ahead.
No, man. Go ahead, Chris.
No man, go ahead, country. Before me make mine.
No,
Go
game what that they played. If you watch the game, I even they were in what was it, London or what? They played in London there.
No,
after when he missed the hoping when he missed a hoping wide receiver, you could see him beating his head as to say like not again, not again. So that is for me if a quarterback that hasn't got the confidence, and I think with that mystery surrounding whether or not he's going to the quarterback of the future there, play on his mind, and I'm not picking him because he's not going to be as in control of the situation. So that's why I'm sticking and I'm going with the Bills.
And that's a good point you're making, because if he was a franchise quarterback, they wouldn't be flirting with Deshaun Watson, and that has to take a toll on your mentors, right? He has to be thinking about that in some way to perform, right? And nobody wants to go to the Houston Texans. Chris Lynch.
This is going to be a big game for Josh Allen. He has only lost one time against Miami since he starting. 6 out of 7 he have won. And this guys is his 50th start in the league. So this is a good game for him, and I think he wants to win it. He has been doing great things so far in this league, and I think it continues against the Dolphins.
Okay. So, all right. So all of the Bills, and we said that if Diego's listening, that would be a short pick, right? Bills versus the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So where are we on the list now?
Patriots, Chargers.
Yeah. So Patriots at the Chargers. Yeah, man. One of the games of the week. 3 and 4 Patriots at the 5 and 2 Chargers. Should be a cracker of a game. Countryman, we'll go with you.
That guru Bill Belichick, I don't put anything across his wizardry. Even though they were going down by the Chargers, they were playing extremely good football. But the Patriots are rebuilding. They're seeing results from the changes that they have made so far. So I'll be sticking with Belichick going down there to steal a win down from the Chargers.
Oh wow, you're going with the upset. All right, Chris Lynch.
Like I and Countryman go down the same line. Bill Belichick has played good against Tom Brady. A quarterback that most people think is the greatest of all time. And I think he comes with the same game plan, playing against this good quarterback in the second year, Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
And seeing that it's going to be a good game because the Chargers are really looking to bounce back from that. What G-Scar will say was a massacre against the Ravens, basically. So I think it's going to be a decent game, and I think it comes down to Bill Belichick in this one. I go with the Patriots.
All right. I'm surprised. But hey, you said Bill Belichick, you guys have him as a wizard. Let me tell you this. The Patriots are 3 and 4. They beat the Jets twice and they beat the Texans once. Right? That's their 3 wins. They haven't beat anybody worth of note. Right? Chargers is one of the better teams in the AFC. Offensively and defensively. They're coming off a loss. For me, I don't think the Patriots can score enough points. Forget what they did with the Jets. I know they put a 50 burger on the Jets. But against good teams, they score 17 to 18 points. And that's not going to be enough against Mike Williams, against Keenan Allen, and against Justin Herbert. So for me, I'm going with the Chargers with this one. And then next game, Saints, Buccaneers at the Saints. Special edition is going with upset too, so I'm the only one who's going with the Chargers. So next game, Countryman, let's go with you. Buccaneers at the Saints.
Yeah. Do it. Zigzag. That way you don't miss any. Do it zigzag.
What you want to do? Seahawks, Jaguars?
Jaguars, yeah, and then you go over to to the
All right, fair enough. Makes sense. All right, so let's go with the Jaguars at the Seahawks. Two bad teams right now. Chris Lynch.
two bad teams right now, and I think the Seahawks are favored to win this one, probably about 5 points, if so much. But I still have to stick with the Seahawks this week. I think they're a pretty good defensive unit playing against bad teams, so I still go with the Seahawks.
All right,
Uh,
Countryman.
it shows that a good QB, when you miss your good QB, the team is in a bad situation. Irrespective, I know Russell Wilson is not there, but on the other hand, Trevor is the quarterback down by Jaguars there, which is a rookie quarterback. I know with that, it is what it is. I'm not going. I'm not sold on the Jaguars as it. So I'm going to stick with not having Russell Wilson, but I'm going with the Seahawks to win this game.
All right. So for me, when in doubt, I tell you guys again. When in doubt, where you go with? Where you go with?
Farm?
Go with the better
The better
quarterback.
quarterback.
Yeah. When in doubt, go with the better quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith. I have to go with Trevor Lawrence, right? Two bad teams, but I'm going with the better quarterback. So I got Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, next game now. That's where the Buccaneers at the Saints.
Yeah.
Countryman.
You know, you're talking about the greatest quarterback to play the game. He has the weapons coming back from injuries. This is a no-brainer for me. I can't go against Tom Brady. So the Buccaneers for me.
Yeah, and for me, no, I guess the same thing. Jameis Winston versus Tom Brady. And we saw that game against a team that didn't have Russell Wilson. And I think they won 13-10, or I think it was 13-10 or 17-14. Something like that. I think it was 13-10. A horrible performance by the Saints beating the Seahawks. And there was a play, I was watching the Eli and the Peyton Manning broadcast, and they showed the last play that Geno Smith did. It was a simple screen pass to the tight end. Not Geno Smith, sorry, Jameis Winston. And instead of throwing the ball to the tight end and getting that easy walking touchdown, he took the sack. No, it's a simple play like that. And believe me, see the way how Peyton and Eli were going on, they're basically letting you know that that's an ABC play. And Jameis didn't make it at that critical juncture. Right? They're 4-2. They're not bad. Their defense, they do have a pretty good defense. They've had the Bucks number over the years. But why would I go with the Saints in this one when it's Tom Brady, the Bucks with all that talent? Mike Evans is running to form. He just threw his 600 touchdown in the history of the game. Nobody's got 600 touchdowns, so he's feeling good. And in this game, the Bucks are actually going to try and give Tom Brady the MVP. So I think Tom Brady will probably go for 4 or 5 touchdowns. Whether the game is close or not, it don't matter. Bucks win.
I can't disagree with nothing there. You have to have faith that Tom Brady going to put up points and the Bucks defense not playing bad. So obviously the offense going to put up points, and I think it will be too much for the Saints.
All right, so here's another. Hey, this week is not an easy week to pick because again, two bad teams. The Washington football team at the Denver Broncos. What you got, Chris Lynch?
Washington football team at the Broncos. The Washington football team is 2-5 and the Broncos is 3-4. But somehow I think Washington can come away with a win here. I'm going with the Washington football team.
All right.
With all that controversy swirling over Washington in the NFL, The organization is not looking that good. It can trickle down to the team as presently. Denver has lost some games, pretty close games. So I just said that is two teams that are fighting at in the doldrums there. But I'll be going with Denver for this one.
All right, so we got Taylor Heineke versus Teddy Bridge. Taylor Heineke played horrible. I think the Denver defense is a little bit better than the Washington football team. I know last year they were playing lights out, the Washington football team defense. But yeah, again, this is close because it's NFL. Any given Sunday, Taylor Heineke could come out and pass for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, right? But I have to go with the numbers, and then for me, the numbers would point me towards the Denver Broncos. So I'm going with the Broncos. And last but not least, Sunday night game, big game. I think Dak should be playing. It's a toss-up, but I think more than likely he is playing at the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Vikings are, what's their record? 3-3, I believe. I believe the Vikings are 3-3 and the Cowboys are 6-1. Chris?
5. Yeah. I think the Dallas are a bye already.
Yeah, 5. Yeah. So Dallas is what, 5-1 then?
Yeah. I think that the Cowboys look like a legitimate team this year. Not just one that the fans hype around. I think they really look good. I like how they play. I like how Dak came back from injury and looked really good. And for me, I have to go stick with the Cowboys in this one.
All right, Countryman.
I think Country is off trying to figure out this.
All right. This game here, so now I'm going with the upset. I'm going with the Vikings. The Vikings are at home. Teams usually play better at home in the NFL. For me, hold on, fellas. You can hear me still?
Yeah, a little low.
All right, for me, I can go with the Vikings. Keep going.
And obviously, the next game is the Giants. The Giants, horrible Giants versus.
All right, Chris Lynch. Let's see, it's coming from Pagan 180. Welcome to the stream, Pagan 180. Pagan 180 saying Vikings are due. Because
they should have won their last game. Yeah, they played a decent game last game and must be feeling bad lucky from not winning. But Cowboys are a decent team and they want to keep the momentum going. But like Pagan said, this one Vikings might just be favored at home.
But what he's also saying is that they're always hype and they probably will falter, which is true. They're America's team, not an NFL champion or contender. So that could be true. And then he says, he has a next comment saying that Elliott running back has looked better lately. That is Zeke Elliott.
Zeke has looked like a rejuvenated, I don't know what's going on in his life, but whatever he's doing, he needs to stick to it. And he looks like the running back that most people thought he could be.
Yeah, and I think Dak Prescott is also playing well. So and the truth is, if you're looking at early season, you only see the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals playing well, and Tampa, and you could probably throw Lamar Jackson and Baltimore, though they have a couple of defeats. But I think it's still wide open, and many teams are still here with an opportunity. But we have G-Star rejoining the stream, so let me bring him on. Right now.
Yeah, sorry about that. So Chris Lynch, so who did you pick? Vikings or Cowboys?
Cowboys.
All right, I wouldn't get Countryman's pick.
No.
All right.
Countryman is busy. You can always get it from him when the show. If he doesn't come back.
Yeah, man. Final game now, Monday night game. I think this. Well, let me not say nothing. Chiefs versus the New York Football Giants. Chris Lynch.
I think every team now feels as if they can win against this horrible Chiefs team. they basically know that running the ball against this horrible defensive team is basically what they need to do and do it good. But Chiefs might just feel as if they lose against a Giants team, they might as well start thinking about next year, because if they lose to a Giants team, then there's no way they're making it to the playoffs. So
All right.
Chiefs for me. Chiefs.
So you got the Chiefs. I think Countryman would tell the Chiefs too, but there are no guarantees in this thing. All right. So for what are the sure picks now? We'd say the Chiefs at least a 5. The sure 5. I would say the Chiefs over the Giants, Bills over the Dolphins, Rams over, I can't remember who the Rams play, and then we had the Bengals as the sure pick. We need one more.
Yeah, those sound like some good picks. What do you think about the Tampa Bay Saints?
Yeah, I would say that too. Yeah, so the Bucks over the Saints. So I would say that's the sure 5.
Because people, even though you might hear our guest Diego most times disagreeing with Tom Brady, Diego does not pick against him. That's the first team on his bet every week. Tampa Bay to beat anyone, anywhere.
All right.
Diego think that they're a sure pick.
All right, so we'll have the Chiefs down. I think we have all the picks for next week. So if I just want to take you want to talk about Deshaun.
So what about Cardinals? They don't have Cardinals.
They're playing a good Packers team. Not going to. That's a game that you want to stay away from if you're a bit. It could be a good one, man.
Aaron Rodgers. That's not a sure pick. Bengals, Rams, Bills, Bucks, Chiefs. Those are the sure 5. Yeah, the Deshaun Watson. You want to talk about the Deshaun Watson thing?
Yeah, I don't know if you have the quote that came out that basically Miami is interested in a trade, and Deshaun has basically said that's where he wants to go. He has a no what you call it, no clause, no
trade.
Yeah, no trade clause. And the only way to get him trade is if he opens up and tell you which team he would prefer go to. So basically he has cleared the waiver to go to Miami. But now Miami, what's his name? Stephen Ross, is basically saying, I don't know if you see the same thing, G-Star. He's basically saying that in order for this trade to go through, then Deshaun Watson sexual allegations would have to be clearing up by the deadline, which is November 2nd.
Yeah, I read that. I saw a report that said that it was a done deal, I think the owner of the Miami saying that's a done deal, and Deshaun just has to clear up those allegations. But they also said that there's some criminal in there. I don't see how Deshaun can clear that up in a week. One, I think if you're gonna trade, you're trading for the baggage. You're trading for Deshaun Watson, so you might get a deal instead of 3 first-round picks. Maybe you pick 2. I would love to see Deshaun Watson somewhere else other than Houston, in my opinion. Before we close, money is money. Can the stats, the defense and offense, please and thanks. Yeah, go ahead, Chris Lynch.
Yeah,
like I said, it's really sad that he has to go through this. Once he requested a trade, then he had 10 criminal charges against him. Then 22 ladies saying they were assaulted. It's really sad for Deshaun. And basically, if you read what the owner from Miami is saying, he's basically saying Deshaun he's not saying this. This is me taking from his words. He's basically saying Deshaun should just go ahead and pay off these people and just play football.
Yeah, but there's also criminal charges now. So I don't know if I don't know if paying them off now and then to pay off 22 women, right, who probably can want at least a 500,000 each. But I don't know. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe giving up 11 million or 10 million to these females will be worth it to get past those jobs.
Based on the reports, basically Deshaun seems like he doesn't want to. It's like you don't want to plead guilty to something that you're not guilty for. So he doesn't want to take a plea bargain.
No, yeah, I hear you. All right. So what did you want?
Pagan 180 was saying that Watson is still in legal trouble. And and I don't think he doesn't think Goodell will allow that trade with Miami as well.
No, well, right now, Deshaun Watson is allowed to play football still. Usually when you're not allowed to play, they put you on something called an exempt list, or they'll suspend you. He hasn't been suspended.
Yeah,
He hasn't been suspended. He's actually eligible to play. The Houston Texans are playing him.
As a matter of fact, G-Star, he said he's not going to put him on that list.
Yeah, so
It's the
he's
teams
allowed to
that
play.
don't want to play him, basically.
But it's just like a guillotine over the top. Like it can come down at any point. So Manning's man, what I want you to do is I want you to organize it by points per game. Please, this is the top people. We're looking at the top defenses in the NFL, right? And then I guess this is by yards per game. The top defenses are Buffalo, Cleveland, Carolina, Cardinals, Broncos.
All right,
49ers,
G-Star,
Packers.
just hold on. We have one of our favorite NFL callers on the line. His name is Diego from out of New York City. So nice. They name it twice.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Am I with the NFL experts hearing me, Mr. Manning's?
They're hearing you, man. Go ahead, Diego.
Let me congratulate them. The last 2 weeks, they 11 for 12 and only Baltimore messed up the perfect work. Who's in the studio? I hear you say G-Star. It's only G-Star there.
G-Star, Chris Lynch, and we had Countryman, but he had to jump off. So presently he's just...
The two geniuses, man. Countryman can't relax, man. You have the two geniuses. No. What I was going to ask them now, have they given their sixes yet?
They gave a sure 5 with sure 5.
No, man, I can work with a sure 5 with that. I don't have to be greedy, 6 is the bonanza, but 5 still gives you money. So can you give it to me? I'm on the road right now. Can you give it to me right now?
Yeah, man. Chiefs, Bills, Rams, Bengals, Bucks.
Bucks. On the top of the mountain. Yeah, man, Tom Brady is a must bet now these days. Yeah.
Why you bet on Tom Brady when you don't?
Oh, no. When I bet it, it's not logically not. So he puts money in my pocket. I'm not going to bet on him.
Money, no.
It's all about the Benjamins. You say it's all about the Benjamins.
Money involved,
How can you not bet on Tom Brady? You have to lose on him. He has a great team, a great offense. But the one thing that surprised me to explain why the Bengals.
He's asking why the Bengals.
You're playing against a horrible team. Who they playing against, G-Star?
Yeah, I can't even remember right now.
I think they're playing against the Jets. Isn't it Jets?
Yeah,
no,
there you go.
It's against their opponent. That's my team. They will lose their joke quarterback, Wilson. So yes, I agree with them then. All right, say no more. Keep doing the good work.
All right then.
That will be my 5. I'm going with. Thanks.
All right then, genius. Yeah.
All right, money's man. Just organize it in terms of points per game.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the stream as well. Highgate, just come on.
Yes, another big tipster out of St. Mary. Highgate, big up yourself.
What you want? Offense? You want G-Star?
Offense or defense? We're just gonna go offense and defense quickly before we go. So it don't matter. Just go over to the points per game tab, and then on the points per game, I organize it that way there. We'll more look at the points per game, yeah, man. So the top defenses in the NFL, people, we can take a look. Arizona Cardinals, top defense. So Arizona 6-0. Arizona 6-0.
7-0.
7-0 with the top defense in the league. Buffalo Bills, top defense. How much them give up? 16 points a game, but they had 2 shutouts. The New Orleans Saints going up against the Tampa Bay Bucks. I remember we did say they have a good defense, but we don't know it's an offensive game, the NFL. Broncos, 4, not bad at all. Cincinnati, 5. See, remember Chris Lynch? So the Bengals have a better defense than we actually thought that they did.
At the Ravens, that's what. So it was a great pick by you, actually.
Yeah, so the Patriots are up there. Green Bay Packers, That is how they're going to have to compete with the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, G
What
Star,
you
G Star, see, Highgate saying that he lost terribly, miserably.
Yes, I get. It was G Star picks this week that you would have to go with if you wanted to win any money. G
yeah,
Star had some
yeah,
great pick this week.
I
Him
was
on special
I was told
edition.
about yeah.
They
All
had
right, let's
some
go with it.
great picks, and we know I get is like management. If management was a punter, he wouldn't leave off the Ravens. So that's what happened to Igate. I could tell you that Igate, once you see the Ravens lose against that Bengals team, Igate was crying.
Yep. All right, let's go with offense now. So we understand who the better defenses are in the NFL in terms of points per game. You saw that the thing was up there too. Tampa Bay looked like they're in the top 10. All right, this is offense per game now. So, all right, so let's look at who's moving the ball. So, for those who don't know, when you're looking at top offenses in the NFL, when you hear they say the number one offense in the NFL, they're not talking about points per game. They're talking about how many yards you get per game. So right now, regardless of who scores more points per game, you'll hear that the Dallas Cowboys have the number one offense in the game because they move the ball the most, right? So that's what 460 yards per game. Tampa Bay second, Kansas City third, Baltimore fourth, Minnesota fourth, etc., going down the line. Arizona Cardinals. But let's look at points per game now. Manningsman. So when you include points per game, that also includes how many points the defense scores. It includes how many points the special teams scores, and then plus sometimes when you have turnovers in there, if you get a turnover and you run it back to the 1 yard line and then the offense scores, you know what I mean? So turnovers are a big part of scoring as well. So let's look at the offense now. The number one offense in the NFL, and anybody who understands NFL now will understand that if the better you are on offense is the more of a contender you are, right? So for instance, the Denver Broncos were a top 5 defensive team in the league, but they're not a top contender because they don't have the offense. Now let's look at the top 10, right? Cowboys, Bills, Bucks, Cardinals, Rams, Titans, Bengals, Chiefs, Ravens, Raiders, right? Patriots, it's a little bit skewed because they got 52 points against the Jets. But fine, we'll put them in, keep them in there same way. The top 10 are basically the top 10 teams in the NFL, right? So looking at how much each team scores in terms of Buffalo, Tampa Bay, Cards, Rams, Titans, all big time offenses. But here's who you have to respect in this whole bunch and who might be the MVP. Derrick Henry. Because see to yourself, if you're studying this list now, and you say the Cowboys, they have Dak, Buffalo Bills have Josh Allen, Tampa Bay have Brady, Cardinals, Kyler, Rams, another MVP candidate, Matthew Stafford. Let's skip over the Titans. The Bengals, they have Joe Burrow. Everybody is singing his praises now. Kansas City Chiefs. Who do they have? The great Patrick Mahomes. And then we're talking about Baltimore and Raiders. They have Lamar Jackson and Derek Carr, who's playing unbelievably. So I'm not gonna leave out the Pats, but as I said, they put 52 points on the Jets. So it's a little bit skewed there. But for me, you have to give it up. For me, I would say Derrick Henry has to be right there in terms of MVP consideration because for his team to be right there and nobody really rates Matthew Tannehill, that is what I get from this list, right? Or that's one of the things
Like
that I get
when
from
we
this list.
predict the Titans, that's one thing I always say G Star. Because he's not a quarterback and he's such a big difference maker, it's obviously has to be in the MVP conversation. Because he's a MVP player for his team. He can change the game at any given moment.
Yeah, man, I agree. And then now, if we're studying this list, there are two contending teams that have a mediocre offense thus far. Thus far being the key phrase. The Green Bay Packers, who are in the middle of the pack, I think they scored 3 points on opening day, and then the San Diego, I mean the San Diego Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers. So those two teams are kind of middle of the pack. Or did I say Matthew Tannehill? Yeah, my Ryan Tannehill. If I said that mistake, yeah. So those two are the kind of the I won't call them anomalies, but you know what I mean, kind of away from the trend. But when it's all said and done, though, I think the Packers will be one of the better offensive teams in the league in terms of points per game and in terms of yards. So yeah, so that's it. That's it for me. Any closing words, Chris Lynch, for this week?
Yeah, man.
What's the biggest game of the week for you?
The biggest game of the week. I like the Cardinals versus the Bucks, to be honest, because I'm sure Aaron Rodgers want to stop the Cardinals. You don't want them to go 8-0, and they played them for a second time, and basically the Cardinals want to win. I think they want to show that they are really a class team. So I think this is a game of the week for me. And it's Thursday, right? It's tomorrow night.
You're right. I mean, without question, that is definitely the game of the week. It was actually a stupid question. When you answered it, I was like, yeah, that's the obvious question. I get that if you stop King Henry, you stop the Titans. I get the Kansas City Chiefs they pretty much stopped King Henry last week. So I don't know about that.
Tannehill had a good game also, though. Tannehill had a good game.
Tannehill was like 21 of 27, something like that in the first half or something crazy. So they pretty much contained Derrick Henry. I think the Titans have a nice complete team because they have Julio Jones and AJ Brown outside. And
the reason why the Bucks are the favorites for me, like I can't see no team beating them, is because the same thing. What Derrick Henry did for the Titans is that he can give you yards and probably a third and long. He can complete a third and long rushing, and that's what the Bucks have. The Bucks have Tom Brady, and then they have what's his name, number 7,
Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, so when you have those two weapons to convert when you are on a third and long, and you can go to the running game and you can look at your quarterback, then that's why the Bucks are obviously the team to beat.
All right. Somebody is saying Chargers will be a wild card team. Green Bay are leading the division. They're true contenders. For me, the Chargers being a wild card team, so that means you believe the Raiders or the Chiefs are going to win that division. Pagan 180. It's still close. For me, I still have the Chiefs there. Honestly, I still have the Chiefs. For me, I still have the Chiefs over the Chargers, I think, winning that division. But so therefore, yeah, I kind of do agree with you being the Chargers will be a wild card. But they're definitely gonna make playoffs. Somebody also say Cards versus Green Bay is a question mark game of the week. That's the obvious game of the week, man. That's
a game you wouldn't want to put a dollar on because it can swing anyway.
Yeah, man, any must-see TV game is going to be that game. Packers versus Cardinals. A 6-1 team versus a 7-0 team. You're not going to get team. There's no teams this week matching up like have that combined wins, 13 wins for the season. Yes, Mannings, man. That's that.
Yeah, man. We're going to take the comments at the end and you just respond to them quickly and then we move on. So Pagan, you can just go through, read them and just respond, and then we just keep going through until we get to the end. We have around 6 minutes left, and so we can. So just take some of the comments you see coming up right now. Like he's saying that Brown, the wide receiver, played well for the Titans.
Yeah, he had a great game against the Chiefs. Not a great, but yeah, it was a good game to help Tannehill.
Yeah. And then
I don't think Ryan is awful. The media don't like him. All right, Highgate. Here what? Ryan Tannehill is more than capable and decent. I think he's just a nice quarterback. I think he can win a Super Bowl with him. I will say that. Do I think he's better than Baker Mayfield right now? I would even say yes. So whatever you think of Baker Mayfield, I think he's better. I think Ryan Tannehill is better. And he knows where to go with the ball. he's a veteran now. So I give Ryan Tannehill credit. He from going to Miami, he's definitely elevated his career at in Tennessee.
Yeah.
He
Chris
surely
Lynch.
can win a game.
Chris Lynch, this one is for you. Bucks are good, but on defense, in my opinion, they are overrated.
They're going to I don't think they're overrated because they're going to get stops when they're going to get stops basically in games. So and then they depend on their offense. They trust their offense so much to come up with big plays. And that's the really the big thing about the NFL. If your offense is so great, it doesn't I just think that in a shootout game, Tom Brady basically is going to come out on top.
Yeah. G-Star, Pagan 180 says again, Chiefs flop so far, Mahomes turnover machine, defense looks suspect.
Everything he's saying is right. Patrick Mahomes, I think, leads the league in turnovers. The defense is more than suspect. The defense has been horrible. And they have flopped so far. So everything he said is spot on. The question is really and truly, do you believe that Chiefs are going to turn it around? And did we believe that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL before this year start? We did. We honestly did. Right? So I'm not going to change now. In the NFL, Michael Jordan, I'm sure if you check Michael Jordan's career, you'll see that at some point he had a bad 20-game stretch. At some point, you're going to have a bad stretch, right? Teams are adjusting to the Kansas City Chiefs. Teams are adjusting to Mahomes. So he just now has to adjust to the adjustment, and I believe he will do it.
Yeah.
And G-Star, I just like to use when you go to what we call soccer. When you go to the goalkeeper, your defense can let a goalkeeper look good and look bad at times because now he's anticipating different stuff in his head how this striker is going to get away from his defender. And I think this is causing Mahomes to throw a lot of picks. He's basically scrambling because he doesn't get a lot of time in the pocket. His offensive line doesn't offer him a lot of time. And I think it contributes to it. And it happened in the Super Bowl. We saw it in the Super Bowl last year. He's basically running for his life most of these games.
So Highgate is saying if Mahomes don't make the playoff, this him being better than Brady thing must come to an end. So
nah, not 1 year, not 1 year. You would have to drop.
No, I think that's a good point. Because
one bad season, G-Star, with a poor defense, and you're gonna say that?
No, but nothing hasn't changed from last year. That when they went to the Super Bowl,
something has changed.
Never had a big defense. So what changed?
Something has changed. The defense has gotten worse.
Maybe a touch. No, maybe a touch.
That is a change. You said nothing has changed.
All right, fine. There are no drastic changes. Let's face it. In the NFL, it's all on the quarter, not all on the quarterback, but it is about the quarterback management. So there's a reason. You see, one of the reasons why the Chiefs flop is because they're committing a lot of turnovers, and Patrick Mahomes leads the league in turnovers, right?
But also look at them offensive stat. There wasn't the Chiefs in the top 10, G-Star.
Yeah,
and that's because of Mahomes. If you watch a lot of these games, Kelsey seems to be dropping balls that he normally holds on to. Hill seems to be dropping balls that he normally holds on to, and Robinson doing the same thing. So I watch the games. And I can tell you that he's not horrible playing the game, but you can tell that it's different. Your defense doesn't offer much time.
No. Last week he was horrible, for sure. Last week he was horrible. But I will say this. If Patrick Mahomes does not make the playoffs, that is a big indictment on Patrick Mahomes, for sure. Maybe the coach, Andy Reid, as well. Yeah, but you have to make playoffs. The man have a big side. He have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. He has one of the best offenses in the NFL. You have to make playoffs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, people, listen, you hear from the two geniuses, Chris Lynch, G-Star. We also had the master genius, because he's a little bit older countryman who was here earlier. You heard Diego calling and talk about how he has been making money. I am not here. I'm not a betting man, so I have no part in none of that betting thing. It's not influenced by me, suggested by me, or I have no behind the scene workings in all of that. We also see Damon Oliver, the preacher, joining the show late. He makes a comment right below Highgate right there, and those two had a debate on a program on radio. But this is where we pull the curtains down on our NFL show for this week. Listen, we want this content to be out there and for people to be checking it out. So all of you who are watching the video, you have to share the content with others and tell them, listen, check out this man, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell so that when the show is on, we can have more people on the platform. We don't want to be a soccer or a football, only want to cover sports. And as we integrate new sports into the platform, you have to help as the fans of that particular sport. You have to help to spread the word out there. So share the content with others and let them know this is good quality content. These guys, they do a lot of work. They know what they're talking about. And so it's yeah, I want you to help us to get the content out there. Hit the like button, send the link to someone and say, hey, check this out. Again, big thank you to G-Star, to Chris Lynch, to Countryman, to all the persons in the comment section. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Pagan 180. I saw Highgate. Preacher was here.
Mr. Special Edition,
who had a 12-on-1 week last week in terms of
he had a great week of pick.
Great week. Chris Lynch had a below average performance. Countryman marginal, but we will see. And I mean, listen, next week we're going to invite one of you, maybe Highgate or one of you, to come on and join these guys to discuss this stuff and see how good you are as well. Again, listen, we want to big up our sponsors. The sponsors for this video is Tricknick. Tricknick is a Jamaican-owned company that operates in Canada, and they sell everything that you need for jerking stuff, jerk sauce and hot pepper sauce and jerk marinade, all of those things. And they use authentic Jamaican-grown products or products to produce their items, right? And they're offering a 25% discount on everything that they sell. They have worldwide shipping, and they have a marvelous shipping price. All you have to do is to go on their site, www.tricknick.ca, and enter the code I am sure sports 001 to get your 25% discount, right? Let me just take one comment and then we are going to share something from Tricknick. It says, what day is the program on? Specifically NFL, Wednesday or Thursday? What time does this air? Right, so it is, we have been doing it on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Jamaican time. That's 12 Eastern time, I believe. Eastern time is 12.
Yeah.
It's 12. So we do it on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. Jamaican time, 12 Eastern time, until fall comes and we fall back, right? Again, big up again, G-Star. Thank you, Chris Lynch. And we're going to end with a word from our sponsors, Tricknick.
Tricknick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Tricknick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Yeah, there you go. Big thank you to our sponsors, Tricknick. Listen, in around at 1 o'clock today, we have a big interview with Joe Downer, big Jamaican baller, in our Legends Corner. So stick and stay at 1 o'clock. This is I Am Sure Sports, and I am Manningsman. Remain safe and enjoy the rest of your day, people.
Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am
I am Sure Sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is Righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am Sure Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am Sure Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here. For the day done, you are gonna love over yourself.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.